We're going to start with the class of math. Everybody open your book, please. I tell you to be ready with your book because today we're going to start with a new unit, chapter number 2, multiplied by one-digit numbers. So you can open your book on page 45 and 46. That is the 2 pages that we're going to work today. Multiplied by one-digit numbers. Let me know if you are in that page, class. Santiago Hernandez, Mia, your video. Joshua. Okay, Lucia, excellent, thank you. Okay, if you're in that page 45, you're going to see that it says chapter number 2 multiplied by one-digit number. So what we're going to do, since we start with the multiplications, write a multiplication sentence for the area. So we're going to write a multiplication that shows this, each of this for 1, 2, and that 3, yes. So now we're going to start with the first picture, this first area. Now we have rows and columns. What we're going to do first, we're going to count how many rows we have. We have 1 and 2. So we are going to write 2 times what? We count 4. The rows 2 times. Now the columns 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 2 times 4, we're going to write 4 now. It's equal to, what is the answer of 2 times 4? 8. 8, that's right, excellent. So first we start with the rows, 1, 2, and then with the columns, 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can notice, we just count 2 times 4 equals 8. We didn't count one by one. We didn't say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, we count just the rows and the columns to get the total that we have. We have 8 because we multiply 2 times 4. It's the same if you count one by one. But remember that it's better to use the multiplication form because we get the answer fast. It's easier. Now let's check the other one. How can we solve this, class? How many rows we have?
4 and 2.
4 times 2, that's right. What's the answer of 4 times 2?
8.
Equal 8, excellent. Now, as you can notice, we have the same. The total, it's 8 as in the first one. What happened here, class? What is the difference with the first one with the second one?
Can you repeat it?
What is the difference with this? With 2 times 4 and 4 times 2?
Because it's already.
It's on the contrary, yes, but we get the same product, right? We get the same product. So in this case, it doesn't matter if we say 2 times 4 or 4 times 2, because we're going to get the same answer. So that's why when I was asking at the tables, if you remember the previous week, I said 7 times 6 or 6 times 7, because it's the same answer that you are going to get, the same product. Now let's try number 2. How can we solve number 2 in here? This page. How many we have?
3 times 5, 15.
3 times 5, we have
5.
5. Okay, 5 columns. The answer is
15.
15. That's right. So it means the other is going to be
5 times 5 multiplied 15
equal 15. Is the same. That's right. If you count, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 rows and we have 3 columns. 1, 2, and 3. So 5 times 3 means that we have 15 fish. 15 fish. So we're not going to count one by one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we count the rows and the columns to get the answer. So in this way, we get the product as in the first one. We count 3 rows and we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 column. So it's 3 times 5, 15 is the same. Yes. Now, I'm not going to help you with this, just with number 3. You're going to find the answer of the others. What is the answer of 9 times 6, class? We're going to write the answer here. Correct.
54.
Lucia?
54.
54, that's right. So you write the answer. Do it by yourself. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. 1 minute for number 4 and 1 minute for number 5 to find 7 times 8 and 8 times 4. Write the product, please. Did you finish number 4 and number 5?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Camila, what's the answer of number 4?
56.
56, that's right, 56. Anna, what's the answer of number 5 of 8 times 4?
32.
32, great, that's right. Here, what you have to do is just to write the answer. Now let's regroup. It says regroup through telephones. Write the missing number. We're looking for a number. So we have 9 tens and 10 ones. How many hundreds do we have? If we have 9 tens and 10 ones. How can we solve this class? I'm going to draw something so it can help you. Here. Remember that when we're talking of this, we're talking about also of the place value share. So we have, okay, let's see here. We have the ones, we have the tens, and the hundreds. I'm going to write it down here. It says that we have, how many ones do we have, class? Okay, it's not. How many ones? It says exercise number 6, sorry.
10 ones.
Okay, it says 9 tens and 10 ones. We're in this one, class. We're in exercise number 6. 9 tens and 10 ones.
10
so
ones.
We have 10 ones. Can we write number 10 here, class, or not?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Which number we can write down? We are not going to write 10 ones. We're going to write a 0 ones. So it means that we have more tens. We have 9 tens, but in this case, I'm going to write. Okay, it says that we have 10 ones, 9 tens, and we do not know how many hundreds. That is what we're looking, the hundreds. Now, we cannot write 10 ones. We regroup, right? We say 0 ones, so it means that we have 10 tens. Are we going to write 10 tens or not? We cannot write 10 here. We just write 0. So the 1 is going to be in the hundreds. We're going to have, so how many hundreds we have there?
1.
We have just 100. That's right. Why we don't write 10? We do not write 10. Remember that when we start a new writing, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ones. When we start writing 10, we need to write 0. We need to regroup. We write the 0 and the 1 is start on the 10. So we have 1 tenth more. So we have 9 plus the 1 tenth that we add here equal 10. So we write the 0 and we add 1 in the hundreds. Now let's try number 2. It says that we have 25 tenths. 25 tenths. We have hundreds and 5 tenths. How many hundreds? We're looking for the hundreds class. Now, I'm going to erase this so we can write the second one. Okay. How many hundreds do we have, class, in 25 tenths?
1.
We have 5 tens, so it means that how many hundreds do we have?
5.
No, we have 5 tens. How many hundreds can we have?
5.
200s. We have 25. 25 tens. So it means that we have 5 tens and 2 we're going to regroup in the hundreds. We're going to regroup number 2 in the hundreds.
3.
3 tens and 12 ones. How many tens do we have?
3.
No, in this case it's going to have more than 3.
5.
No.
30. 30.
Okay, remember that we have ones, tens, and hundreds. Okay, again, it says we have 12 ones. We have 12. Where color? Because you're not going to see it. 12 ones, and how many? 3 tens, it says, right? So remember that these tens, and these are ones. Now, can we write 12 ones or not? We cannot write it down. Remember
the one.
the 1 or the 2?
The 2.
The 2. We write number 2 as a ones, and we regroup number 1 as a tens. So if we regroup number 1 as a tens, it means that we have 3 plus 1, right? We have 3 plus 1 because again,
4.
that's right, it's going to be 4. Why? Remember that we have 12. We're going to write number 2 as a ones. Number 2 is on the ones. Number 1 it's 10. So the 1, this 1 is going to be here. 3 plus 1 equals 4. So that's why we are going to have 4 tens and 2 ones. Remember, 12, it has 2 ones and 1 tens. Why? Because remember the number 12, if you look on the place value chart, this number 2, it's ones. We have 2 ones here, 2 ones. But number 1, the number 1, it's no ones. That number is what? According to the place value chart, it's tens. So that's why we just write number 2, because number 2 is on the ones and number 1 on the tens. And we have 3 tens, so 3 plus 1 equals 4. So we have 4 tens. Now, what about 60 hundreds? How many thousands we have? If we have 60 hundreds.
The question.
The question is 60 hundreds, how many thousands do we have? So using the place value chart, we can write it down again. So we're going to have, remember, ones, tens, hundreds, and then thousands. Then the thousands. I'm going to erase this. So we can talk about now the other. We're looking for the number 7s, right? So we're going to do the same class. Remember that we have the ones, tens, and hundreds. Now we are looking for 60 hundreds. If we regroup it, 60 hundreds, we have ones. Then what is next? Tens.
1.
We have the hundreds, and the thousands. I'm going to adjust the TH.
1,000.
No. We have 10. Okay, the hundreds. And the ones.
6,000.
Okay.
6,000.
That's right. Why 6,000, Fernando?
Because are 60 hundreds and we cannot put 60 hundreds in the hundreds.
That's right. We have 60 hundreds,
So
but we
it's
cannot
in the
write
hundreds.
it.
So put a 0 in the hundreds and the 6 in the thousands.
Excellent. That's right. We cannot write the 6 if it says we have 60 hundreds. We do not have 60 hundreds. We have 60 hundred means if we locate it in the place value share, it means that we have 0 hundreds and 6 on the thousand. So we have 6,000. That's going to be the answer. That's right, Fernando. Excellent. 6,000. Now, what about 14 ones? How many tens and how many ones do we have there?
4.
For what? For what? Tens or ones?
Tens.
10.
4 tens.
Okay, we
No,
have
110.
110. That's
Ones.
right. 1. And how many ones?
Once, 1. 4
No,
tens.
4.
4. Okay, let's see, Marcelo.
4.
We have 110 because if remember the place value share, we start
Yes.
with the right side. 4 it's on the ones and 1 on the tens.
Teacher, yo le entiendo.
Mhm. So we have 110 and 4 ones.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Any question about this class? Do you understand why it's 110, 4
Nope.
ones, 6,000? Why we copied these answers?
Nope.
No, Marcelo? No question, or it's not clear? No questions? Okay, thank you, Marcelo. Who has questions? Valerie?
Fíjese que no puedo entrar temprano porque me dormí porque alcanza pero parcial.
Okay, Valerie. Okay, got it. Now, do you have any question, Valerie, about this?
No.
No? Okay, no question. Let's go to next page, everybody. Let's go to next page. Remember that what we were doing here is we're using the multiplication to show these pictures. Also, we find the products, and in the third part, we regroup. We write the numbers according to the location they are. We regroup the numbers. So that's why we have here in the hundreds, we have thousands according to the place value. Now let's go to page number 46. What we're going to do in this page. We have a vocabulary words. These vocabulary words, we need to know it because we're going to start talking about multiplication.
Teacher, I tried it.
No more about addition and subtractions. We're going to start with multiplications. Now, we have some review words. This word you might know the meaning.
Teacher.
You can have any idea about it. Okay, so we have review words. Okay, Marcelo. We have review words like estimate, expanded form, factor, place value, product, regroup, and rounding. We have a preview words like distributive property and partial product. Do you have any idea or you know the meaning of this word, class? Do you have any idea what it means, each of them? No? No. Okay. Now we're going to complete together, complete the flow map using the words with a check, the words that they have a check. So look at this word, just the words that they have a check, we're going to use to complete this part. Now, multiply it. What can you do? What can we do to get here? We're looking for a word to products. What can you use? Use and mental math. And we have an example. We have an example. So what can we do when we're multiplying using these words? We find
place value
and estimate. We can estimate the products. You can estimate the products and you use the rounding. Write it down in your book. Everybody copy these answers in the book. You can estimate the product, use rounded and mental math. Look at the examples. We have 3 times 48. Why estimate and rounded is the answer? Because look at the example. It says 3 times 48. We do not know the answer. But we can round. No, 3 is going to be 3. We round number 48. We find that it's 50. We round the number. And we use mental math. We estimate 4 times 50 is 150. So it means that this answer is going to be close. It can be a little bit more or a little bit less than this answer, or 150. So that is estimate. To find the product, rounding the number. In this case, we round number 48 to the nearest.
144. 144.
That is the answer, 144. Okay, excellent, Fernando. So 144 is close to 150. We will just estimate. Now let's complete the second part. Which other words are missing that they have a check that we can copy here? Look at the example. We have 12 ones equals 110 into ones. We are regrouped, so we're going to write regroup. Regroup the ones as tens, use the place value. Excellent, use the place value. We regroup the ones, we have 12 ones, so we regroup the ones as tens, 1 as 10, and 2 as 1. So we use the place value chart to know what is the value for each of the digits. We know that 2, the value of number 2 is on the ones and number 1 on the tens. So that is regroup as ones or as tens. We using what? Using the place value chart. Yes. Okay, did you finish to copy this, class? Alberto, yes. Santiago Hernandez, you finished. Kiara, yes. Mia?
I finished.
You finished, Mia?
Finish me.
Finished.
Yes. I finished. Sorry.
Finished. Okay, let's go to the second part. Let's complete the second part. What it says, understand vocabulary, complete the sentences. We're going to complete the sentences using the preview, the preview words. We're going to use the previous words and the review words, the words that we haven't used. The words that we haven't checked, we're not going to use it because we're already using the first part. So we're going to complete those sentences using the vocabulary. Don't forget the vocabulary that was on the previous slide that you have in the same page. Now complete the sentences. Sentence number 1. Joshua, help me to read sentence number 1, please.
That states that multiplying a sum by a number is the same as multiplying each addend by the number and then adding the product.
That's right. So it's a property. Which word from the vocabulary words we can write it down here, class? This is a property that it doesn't matter if you multiply as a sum by a number, is the same as multiplying each item by the number and then adding the products. Which property is this? No, distributive property. Distributive property, you have it on the previous words. So let's write it down here. That is the answer number 1. Distributive property. That it states that multiplying a sum by a number is the same as multiplying each item by the number. What about number 2? Hermes, help me to read number 2, please.
A number that is multiplied by another number to find a product is called a
Miss.
Santiago Chavez, you know the answer, Santiago?
A mí me sacó, por eso que no pude hacer la primera.
Okay, don't worry. This is going to be on the school year. Remember, it's going to be in the school. Santiago Chavez. Continue this part, Santiago. Don't worry. What about number 2? A number that is multiplied by another number to find a product, it's called, do you know the answer, class? It's called a factor. That is called a factor. A number that is multiplied by another number. To find a product, we use the word factor. So number 3, it says a method of multiplying in which the ones, the tens, hundreds, and so on are multiplied separately and then the products are added together. It's called, what is that? This method class?
Partial product.
Product. Excellent, Marcelo. That's the answer. Partial product. Perfect. So that is partial product. It's a method of multiplying ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands, and so on. They are multiplied separately and the products are added together. So we call this partial product. This is the partial product method. Yes? You finished?
Yes.
Okay, before we go, I'm going to take the attendance to see Ana, Andrea, Gabriela. Say present if you're connected.
Present.
Okay, Andrea, no, Gabriela, yes. Ana, Isabela, Kiara, Lucia.
Present.
Present.
No. Mia, Rebecca, Rosa.
Present. Present.
Excellent. Valerie, Sijan, Camila.
Present.
Excellent. Alberto, Dani, Fernando.
Present. Present.
Dani, no, right? Hermes, Joshua, Khaled.
Present.
Present.
Khaled. It's not Khaled connected. Okay, Marcelo, Santiago Hernandez, Santiago
Present.
Chávez. Okay, Khaled is there. Okay, excellent. If you're finished, you can disconnect.
Present.
Bye-bye. See you next class.
Bye, Miss.
Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Bye, class.